can't even remember what it said. I just said I got to read this on the stream because it was a really clever one. This is okay. My guy called Xscale. Right there you go. I really wanted to credit them. What's it? Share screen. There we go. Let's see what he had to say. Again, I can't remember what it was. I just remember. Oh yeah, I agree with that. Okay, the failures of this era of Doctor Who and immediately preceding one boiled down to one simple problem. No one earns anything. Man, that is so true. Okay, again, this is why I wanted to read it. It's very true. No one earns anything, right? Literally no one. Yeah, and it's the same thing you say with Star Trek. That nothing. It was that nowhere was that more apparent than the trans the trans character storyline, right? You had Grey, who was just vile, just unreal. Like it made your skin crawl. And I can't remember the little fat chick who binds her breast and shaves her head. Whatever her name is, as like the trans couple, and they acted like they've been married for like 50 years, where they're like 12-year-olds, they're like 16. It's ridiculous, right? Nothing's earned. Yeah, again, it's exactly the same thing with modern Star Trek. Time crystals. You're 100% correct there. Nothing is earned. Fine. The Doctor just madly bestows goods on everyone. Far from a madman and box, he's a fairy godmother. That's kind of true. Consider Joy. She's a passive-aggressive, entitled coward who regrets not breaking quarantine at the time. Well, you couldn't. But the trouble is, you couldn't break it. If your mother was in hospital, they wouldn't have let you in. What are you going to do? Right? There was no breaking that quarantine. You've gone out for a walk and said, fuck you, but that's about it. Regrets not breaking quarantine at the time of global plague. She gets saved from a deadly bracelet and then the dinosaur by standing around while the Doctor jabbers, not earning it. That is true. Right? I mean, that is true. I guess the implication that she earns it by having such a hard, backstory, such a hard life. Yeah. She's simple enough just to grab the thing the Doctor has told her that will destroy the Earth forever. And even though when exposition is about how corporations are evil, it suddenly receives several million years worth of wisdom and becomes a star. What are you doing it? Nothing. That's true. That man, and I would say Stephen Moffat's ability to tell a story is better than that. Right? Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, okay. So she's talking about nothing. Also, Trev and Rando Solorian got god level wisdom, and magic saves them from actual death for just being there. Okay, I don't even remember who the characters are, but okay, exactly. Oh yeah, they're the people who get turned into holograms. Exactly the same as sympathetic soldiers in Boo. What did any of these characters do to earn that? Nothing. And Joy's mother, 12 had to spend billions of years hitting a diamond to get back to Clara. That get Clara back. That was a bit stupid. Okay, that was a bit much. I'm sorry. I love you, Moffat, baby. I love you. And I love Capaldi. And honestly, when you watch that episode the first time, it's great, right? When you watch it more than that, no. If second viewing, it totally falls apart. Right? It totally falls apart. That's earning it. But what did Joy do to earn getting her mother back? Nothing. Well, she, I guess, sucks up her essence and killed her. 15 had to spend a year with a kind, intelligent woman, clearly companion material, and I bet that actress scrubs up right too. She was the only person in the episode that earned anything, but what did the Doctor do to earn her affection? Got her a job at a snobby hotel. In other words, nothing. Finally, there's a fucking baby Jesus. Well, I should have. If I read that, if I knew I was reading that before I said it, I wouldn't have said it. I apologize if I caused anybody offense, right? I really didn't mean to. Okay, if there was it was the baby Jesus. Okay, I'm sorry. Honestly, who got a big star in the sky? Why? Why did Jesus do to earn that? As long as the characters don't work for payoffs, they get this show is going to remain in the gutter. Well, it is in the gutter. I think that's a very interesting perspective. So well done, X-Scale. Right? I do think that's a genuinely interesting perspective. I'll say, let's look at the Doctor Who over here. Second doink. Because there was some Screen Rant Doctor Who articles that I wanted to get to. Okay, we also got to review Blake 7 tonight, right? Gotta do it. Where are we up to? I think no. Wait a minute. Where is that article? I had something good pulled up. Is this it? No, it's about a new writer. Okay, Doctor Who season 15 all but confirms the next main villain after Sutek. Oh god, that wasn't Sutek. No, I'm not going premium. Does it come with a handy? Then no. Doctor Who briefly returned to one of Christmas special and made no dent whatsoever. It was completely lost culturally after Gavin and Stacey and Wallace and Gromit, right? Completely swamped by them. Series the second season, blah blah blah. Doctor Who season 15 trailer clearly positioned Mrs. Flood as the overarching threat. Well, I think season 1 did as well. Mrs. Flood is one of the Doctor's most mysterious characters at the moment, and fans were understandably disappointed that season 14 didn't answer about a lot of things, not just that. Truth of the character, blah 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 blah. But what Mrs. Flood could be in Doctor Who? There are countless theories about her identity. Yes, I know. Several red herrings. Mrs. Flood's true identity in true Doctor Who fashion is possible to tell which are false, which are true. The main one pertains to Anita Dobson's character being a version of the character we've already seen. Whether it's Ruby Sunday, Susan Foreman, or Anita from the Christmas. Yeah, that was the thing. That it might be Anita from the Christmas special, which is weird. Wait, that was it? Let's have a look over here. And we'll have a quick look at I'm sure I saw a better Doctor Who article. Is Anita Ben Mrs. Flood? Yeah, that seems to be the vibe going on. War Within Landsea is far from transmission. Who cares? Fine, we got a new. They confirmed a new writer. I should look at. And look. Obviously, they weren't white, right? It wasn't a white guy, obviously. Was this like? Oh, this might be it. Why Mrs. Flood? Yeah. Why Mrs. Flood might be crucial to Ruby's answer. Again, who really cares? Okay, blah blah blah. Stepped away from the TARDIS, was fired. What? Who is Mrs. Flood? We don't know. What impact can Mrs. Flood have on Ruby's Sunday? Thank you. It's unknown how many episodes Ruby's going to be in throughout. I think 1 or 2. I don't know, throughout season 15. In the teaser for next season, the Doctor of Doctor Who, which at least confirms she will be involved. Well, they had to wrap up a storyline where you set all this stuff up. You really screwed yourself. Well, the Doctor will get a brand new companion. It could be breaking new ground for him to have multiple companions by the side. How about just the companions and not him? Right? He's awful. That can lead to Ruby stepping back into the TARDIS to be alongside the Doctor for more of it. No, she's gone. She's filming, was it Peyton Place or whatever? No, the Forsyth Saga, right? Alongside the Doctor for more adventures, she's going to need a reason to be pulled back into such a dangerous life. She's not coming back. She's done filming. They've done filming Doctor Who. They're not filming anymore Doctor Who now. Right? They're winding down Badwall Studios. Right? They've let what's his name? I can't remember. The guy did the Dorian Gray stuff at Big Finish go. Right? He's Scott Hancock. They let him go. It's over. That's where Mr. Flood could come in. The connection between her and the Doctor. Mr. Flood has been watching the Doctor come and go from a street, but there's been no reason to visit. It could prove difficult for Mr. Flood to continue doing that, so it might... Okay, just tell me who you think it fucking is! That's why I'd like to play a crucial role in bringing back Ruby Sunday. Oh, fuck. Really? Really? All that for that? Off. Oh, God. Endless whinging. The same thing is on Bleeding Cool. Doctor Who. Doctor Who. Let's have this. Is it fine? Key theme. We read this last out. Really? I thought there were totally more articles. No, whatever. So yeah, let's look at this new writer. New Doctor Who writer discovered. So yeah, she put it on her CV. So she's written for Supercell, Renegade Now, Noughts and Crosses, and Dream Now. Well, obviously she's written for Noughts and Crosses. She's black, right? And I think that's basically it, isn't it? Let's look it up. If there's anything more about it. It's a really boring story. It's about Doctor Who. There you go. It makes the front of Radio Times. Really? Anything else? In recent issue of Doctor Who magazine, Shomron confirmed there'll be 6 different writers on board for the new season. Oh, so he's only writing 2 episodes then? It might be much better for that, right? It might genuinely be much bit better for that. Okay. Let's start with a bit of Doctor Who news, right? Let's start going and looking at a bit of Doctor Who. So the first bit of Doctor Who news, I'm actually very, very psyched for, right? It's not often I get a bit of Doctor Who news. Like, yeah, this sounds fan-dabby double dozy. This sounds fantastic. So what's I got there? Good. I know. One second. That was weird. I just had a YouTube window open up for a reason I can't really work out. Anyway, wait, let's start with a bit of Doctor Who news. So there's a couple of novelizations coming this year which sound really exciting, right? I will put this as exciting as the Fraser Hines Evil of the Daleks novelization, which was by far, and I'm not even talking about, by far the best thing that came out in the anniversary year. Let's see if I can find that. Just everything about it was good. Evil of the Daleks, Fraser Hines. So, this was super awesome, right? I got the book on tape, read by Fraser Hines, right? But this is essentially, there you go, a great cover as well. This was Evil of the Daleks, but told almost exclusively from Jamie's perspective, right? And it was fabulous, right? It was, and it had like little extra bits added on, but it was just absolutely fabulous. And the whole thing was actually the Zoe watching the rerun of it, as I recall. But yeah, no. So this was by far the best thing that came out in the anniversary year, right? But these are really exciting. Rob Shearman, right? Noted author and playwright Rob Shearman. He's written a few quite good things for Big Finish. Let's see. Let's have a look at this. A Big Finish always takes freaking forever to open up, doesn't it? Anyway, so he's novelized at least 2 of them. I'm surprised this isn't a news item on Big Finish. Which we'll wait for it to open up. So he did. There's 2 I know about. Do we have a date? October 9th. I might pre-order this. Like, unless they do a book on tape and read by Colin Baker, and I think that would be fantastic. So Jubilee is it's fantastic. Again, it's one of the all-time best. Yeah, Rob Shearman. Let's pull up all his stuff in Big Finish. Rob Shearman. I guess I'm spelling that wrong. Let's try that again. We'll do a bit of copy-paste action. Doink. Yeah, he did. Was it Little Story? But this is his entire discography. That's interesting. So yeah, Jubilee is for $498. So worth it, right? This is I would say, an all-time classic of this era. Which, what year did this come out? So it was 2003. Yeah, this is Big Finish where it's really firing on all cylinders. This was when it was really starting to kick in. Very, very clever story, right? And Rob Shearman is very obviously a artsy, clever playwright, right? So good for him. And so the basic plot of it is that, well, I don't want the plot, more the feeling of it. It's that the Doctor, Sixth Doctor and Evelyn, right? Evelyn Smythe, they arrive on a planet that's about 100 years after a Dalek invasion. And the Daleks are treated kind of like a joke thing in culture, much like the Nazis were in like the 1970s and 80s in culture. And so at the beginning of each episode, it had like things from inside the world. You had an ad which featured the evil Daleks. I think Martin Jarvis was in it as well, playing some person in command. But this is the story that season 1, the Christopher Eccleston's Dalek was based on. Because a lot of it is about the last reigning Dalek held prisoner in the Tower of London and slowly tortured, right, over years and years and years. But it's far superior to Dalek. I mean, in many, many ways. So, again, for 89, I real recommend. But I'm really looking forward to this coming out as a book. So there's 2. He's got where is it? Jubilee, and it's supposed to be like this big, expansive. What's it? I just got to send a message. Hang on. It's a. There you go. It's supposed to be a really expansive reimagining of it, and if the original author is reimagining it, so I'm somewhat on board. It's time to sell the Doctor and the Daleks. Have you never thought they are really both exactly the same thing? It's time to celebrate. Let all citizens through the glorious English Empire come together and give thanks to a mysterious soldier in time and space known as the Doctor. For 100 years ago, he destroyed the Dalek invasion without false mercy. So the interesting thing about this, actually, you get this a lot more from, what was it? There's some really, is it Maltese Penguin? There was one story which had this, it might be Jubilee. It might be the Holy Terror. That was really dark, right? That was really, really dark. But that was sort of Sixth Doctor, was it Frobisher story. So again, this is coming out, 22.9 is kind of expensive. Let's see if they got, I know they got at least one more coming out. Jubilee and the Chimes of Midnight. So the Chimes of Midnight, another all-time classic. I listen to this most years around Christmas time. It's a great Paul McGann, creepy Christmas extravaganza. If I was a billionaire, I would pay what's his name, the Dino Puff guy, to animate that. It would be fan-freaking-tastic, right? Absolutely fantastic. So when's this coming out? Also October 9th. But this is more expensive. 27.13 must be a bigger book. But I am very tempted. I am very tempted to get both of these. I just hope this is going to be a book on tape, right? Exciting times, right? Exciting times. But I'm easily excited, baby. Right? It doesn't take much to get me going. No, it doesn't. Like Nicola Bryant in the Thornton Hills. Which was 23. That's all I need, baby. Not much, right? Not much. I'm not a very picky guy. So I can't give you Nicola Bryant which is 23 in a Thornton Hills. I don't know why I went for the thong. I thought maybe she just doesn't want to shave down there. Give her a bit of modesty. But I got the second best thing. Something nearly as good. Nicola Bryant and Thornton Hills. No, it's not. It's not at all. Although I will say, much like a string of bat spits, he does shine out and radiate all around him with golden light. It is, of course, Birmingham's King of Geeks. Dan Hadley, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm showing both cheeks. It's just not those cheeks.
How cold is it in England?
Fucking cold.
Oh,
it's
really?
that cold. It is.
And still, none of your government freeze to death.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? They all look very well fed and warm and happy when they're clapping and deciding that inquiries into.
We should have looked into ourselves and prove we're absolute cunts, who sacrifice thousands of little girls so I can be voted in and pretend I'm a good person.
Don't look over there. Look over here. Don't look at all of that. Look at this. Look at this person who's done nothing. Who just because they've got too much money or they've got a big mouth.
God, no, okay. Just as an aside, the Jess Phillips thing, the what's the word I'm looking for? The horror, the sheer horror people had that she was criticized. Oh my God, she spent her entire life protecting little girls. No,
I've never seen any evidence of this at all.
Okay. You can't accuse us of not being perfect. I'm like, really? Yes,
it's as if they can say just whatever and people won't bother checking. Or they think we haven't been following these stories or know of these. I just love the fact that the entire world is now finding out what a shitbag Jess Phillips is.
Oh, yeah, it's
when people in Britain have known it for years.
And she's actually made it all about her. What a shock. Right,
a foul woman.
It's just awful, right? Absolutely. Anyway, are you to chase away those doldrums? Are you happy about either of these novelizations?
Yeah, I saw these listed today. I'm not going to buy either of these.
Really, I genuinely love both of them. Have you heard the audio of both of these?
Yes. Yeah, both are by.
I genuinely love both these audios.
Both are by Rob Sherman, aren't they?
Yeah.
Writer who I rate enormously. I think both audios are great. I'm not the huge fan of Chimes of Midnight that I listen to it every year. No, it's not that good.
Really?
But
I really like it.
I think it's good. But I think
most good Christmas stuff out from.
I think there is far better in Big Finish's canon, and people go on about this. It's probably a little bit too much, but at least it's a story that people are enthusiastic about. That's not on telly. So I let people do whatever they want to do.
Who's enthusiastic about any story on telly? I mean, let's be honest with you. Which is quite a nice segue, right? This is quite a nice segue to go. And again, yes, ratings aren't the most important thing, but they're not that unimportant either. This is way worse than I thought. Okay. I saw the ratings last week of the 7+ one to be 6.2. I said, well, that's reasonable. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, that was the figure that was everywhere last week. It looks like people were being somewhat overzealous.
Yeah, listen, I think, firstly, I think you can take 2 million off this, which is like at least 2 million people are people who turned in 5 minutes early for Wallace and Gromit. I mean, at least. And that's counting
we just I think we have to accept that could be the same for any show. I think we have to accept that they are what they are.
Wallace and Gromit, people tune in for.
And with the parameters being such as they are, it's the same for everything that's listed, everything that's sort of bracketed. But
because it's all shit.
What I don't understand is where the 6.2 figure came from, and apparently it's 5.9 now. That's what Bob reported. I didn't look it up. I mean, I couldn't really be bothered, to tell you the truth. So I didn't look it up. I thought, well, when Bob published it, I'm sure it'll make itself known.
Right.
And
here before now. Ratings. There we go. Ratings. I'm sure it's down from the previous year.
It is. It's not down by much, to be fair.
I think it's about 300,000 or 400,000. I don't think it was anything like outrageous.
I'd like. I know that it's.
Cool.
I know that it's.
Boy, it's down by a lot. That's 2 million. I thought it was about 400,000 or 500,000. That's 2 million. It's down.
On the. Yeah, I mean, I know that it's very much de rigueur to just slate everything and be massively disparaging and upset all the time. But I don't think these ratings are that. I think, let's put it this way: the ratings of Doctor Who on BBC One are nowhere near its biggest problem at the moment, for a number of reasons.
I think they are a reflection of what its biggest problem is.
Partly, yes.
Right. I mean, okay. I think the most important figure here is the bump between the overnight to the 7-day plus, right? Because it used to be, 4.73, and he got was it 2.5, like 2.75 million bump. That's.
The thing is, what, and I know that people will be pissed off at me for saying this, but what they say, it's partly true that things do great or do better on catch up, and the way that people watch TV has changed. It's only been this past year that I had it sort of exposed to me how much truth is actually in that. There are so many people that I know and geeks, sort of Doctor Who fans who maybe aren't as big of fans as you and I, Rabbi, but people who count themselves as Doctor Who fans who didn't watch this season, deliberately didn't watch it until a couple of months after it had all been broadcast, simply because they were halfway through watching other things. And at the time I thought, oh okay, including somebody who I know on my show. And at the time I thought, oh God, that's weird. But then I thought, well, hang on, I do that. I've done that with House of the Dragon. I prioritise my viewing as well. So if you notice, the figures for season 1 have increased over time. People are still watching it. But I think what we'll find, I think that's more natural with actual seasons of things. Right. But I think it's different when it comes to Christmas specials. You have to be in a kind of Christmassy mood to want to see that. And so I think this will have a lot less of that kind of momentum or that evergreen kind of quality. I think people are likely to sort of skip this one if they are behind on their viewing. I think people are going to just not bother.
No, but the thing is, you have about half the amount of people going back, doing it on catch up than it had the year before, which means they're done. People are not interested in Ncuti Gatwa. I mean, that's really
he's lost a big chunk of the people who are willing to come back for the 60th anniversary. Right, they weren't impressed enough with him. They turned up. Some of the figure for last year's Christmas special. For the Church on Ruby Road was that kind of new Doctor effect. Oh, there's a new Doctor Who. I wonder what they're like. We see that happened for Jodie, happened for Capaldi, It always happens. It's a thing. So some of that is that. It's just we've got used to all of the figures of now, all of the ratings landscape for everything, not just Doctor Who, has fallen so low. Now, I think we're forgetting quite quickly that those patterns, they still exist. It's just the peaks and the troughs, the hills and the valleys are going to be less obvious. They're going to be less...
because they're so far lower down. But if you recall, we spent, people like you and me spent, a good 3 or 4 years saying, you're going to completely destroy the television landscape by doing this. Right?
Yeah.
And now the television landscape is completely destroyed.
The BBC haven't done that single-handedly, in all fairness. But they've done more than their fair share.
But they're the ones most resistant to course correction.
Yes,
Everybody
they are.
else is course correcting apart from the BBC.
Because it's not their money, everybody, which is what I keep saying here.
Exactly. But also they released the AAI figures at last, and you got to look at them and go, well, they're not so bad. Why were they keeping them quiet?
Yeah, these aren't any. Yeah, who knows? I mean, I've made it a running gag on Type 40 about this because it's amused me, and I was expecting them to come out very painfully low. Those AI figures in the end are fine. They're okay.
Yeah, me too. I'm like 2019.
Don't get me wrong. You'd like it to be up there you'd like them to be higher, of course, but they're not figures that would get a show cancelled.
So this is Jodie's first year. She was doing way better.
She was, they were better, but then again there was that we're forgetting there was that huge kind of you can't say this stuff is shit. You can't. They didn't really start to take effect until the second season.
I know to my detriment when I you know as well where you said it's shit. You were sworn by a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm trying to get the
things that I got called during that time. It still dogs me now.
Insane. Hang on. There you go. Let's try ratings. 2020. Let's have a look at 2020.
Yeah, if you look at the 2020 ones, you see a fairer sort of look at things. I've already looked into all of this stuff. I mean, it's significantly lower than up until they disappeared, I was the only person really who used to commentate on the AAI figures. People used to ask me why I did.
There. So let's go for another one. Ratings, what was it, 2022, I guess? 2021, maybe?
2020 was the year of the Timeless Children, wasn't it?
No, yeah, 20. Yeah, this is the Halloween. This is what's named Flux, and okay, these are So you got these are all very low, and you only got 82 here because David Tennant showed up in the last minute. Never explain, and again, never explain how his clothes changed. Oh God, so annoying. Right, that's why I think everything.
See, look how low the majority of those are.
Yeah. These are. But here's the thing: the British public need to be trained if they like it or not. Right? When Eccleston started, the first ones were like 77, 78, and then it became water cooler.
That's true.
And then it turned into 82, 83.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
People had to realize how shit Jodie Whittaker was before they could accept how shit Jodie Whittaker was. Right, and so now, here let's do the average rating for. Let's compare Ncuti's first season for Jodie Whittaker's last, and see who did here. We'll do the math. So we got 75 plus 77 plus 78 plus 77 plus 77 plus 77 plus 81. How these ones got a higher score, I don't know. But that's divided into 8. Divide that into 8, and his score is average score is 77.75. Fine. Let's look at Jodie. Oh, I keep up. So Jodie got 76 plus 77 plus 75 plus 79. Well, that must be the angel one.
See, what I noticed is these figures never go anywhere. You're quite right. There was a momentum behind. When you go back and look at the stats for that time, for the Eccleston and Tennant time, when things were taking off, there was a momentum behind it in this increase. Doctor Who at the moment, for the most part, stays pretty much where it has been. It's not going anywhere in terms of popular appeal.
The AA right. So Jodie's was at 77.2 and his was 77.45, I think. So that great experiment went well, didn't it, Russell? So one reason why I would humbly propose that this is not going so well is that Ncuti Gatwa is completely wrong to play the Doctor. We got some evidence he might not entirely understand the role. Is
he playing? No, I won't say it.
What's he playing? He's playing a very, very big flute, is what he's playing.
I was going to say he was playing with himself. He was playing with himself on, Yeah,
okay, so in Kilden, right? I think I know you, right? So I do know you. You might be in the chat, actually. When Tom Baker, MB, held the role of the Doctor, he went to great lengths to maintain a public persona. So I remember Billie Piper being mad she wouldn't smoke in public when she was playing Rose, right? Especially around kids, and would go out this way not to be seen to be smoking in case any kids would see him. Nowadays, a lead actor wearing almost as much as he wore in his initial appearance, less, in fact, posts photos of him holding his dick. Yeah, it's weird. Why is he doing that? I don't. That's why. Oh, come back.
Because he's got a complete sort of. He's an exhibitionist and a narcissist.
And doesn't realise it, maybe.
Ncuti is one of a crop of those people who is, and he's far from alone in this, in that he's the brand of Ncuti Gatwa. Yeah. First and foremost and all the time.
And he's a shitty brand at that. It's a brand that I really don't want to have anything to fucking do with, frankly.
He's the star of Doctor Who, second to that, maybe even third or fourth, after Sex Education and after, however he sees himself, influencer, model. I don't know. But I think that Doctor Who figures lower and lower down on his list of priorities and credentials as time goes on. It's not that I think he's bored with being in the role. It's just in his head, I think it's just one of several things that he does. And in his view, this is actually what modern celebrity is, and this is what it means to be a star. And in some respects, I mean, it's hate the game, not the player. He's partly right, but not the kind of star, not the star of Doctor Who. It isn't. Don't get me wrong. I would find this gross, whatever. But if this man wasn't the star of a family-orientated adventure series, it's. I don't need to say anymore. I mean, he's messing with.
I mean, like, here's the thing: the BBC is all over your ass for saying, Hamas are terrorists, right? They're all over there saying for misgendering you, wagging your dick around on social media. I mean, what the fuck? Perhaps Gatwa is jealous of Tom's MBE and wants his own, but he is like
member of the British Empire.
Yeah, the word member. So here, it actually gets worse when it moves into video, which he posted. Like, what's wrong with you?
Why? I said on X a couple of days ago. I understand why he's checking himself out. Those of us who lift and run and look after ourselves will know that's a lot of fucking work to put into the gym to look like that.
Right.
And fair play to him. But why he has to, but to show the world and to be happy messing with yourself in front of the world, it's beyond me. How can he think that this is appropriate in any way?
Honestly, I got the vibe that I think they all know that they're not continuing with Disney.
He didn't think about it, Rabbi. He didn't think of it. Didn't even flicker with him that perhaps wiggling your dick around on Insta might not be a good look. It's just in the there and then. Who's going to stop him? Where's the harm? I want to show the what. It's just in the moment, instant gratification of someone who is, I don't know, I mean, I don't want to call him a degenerate, but...
I don't think he's a nasty person or an evil person.
No.
I think he's a degenerate person.
There's nothing going on. There's nothing going on between that man's ears. It's very clear now.
Zoolander is Doctor Who, right? Absolutely, Zoolander is Doctor Who. One second, what was this?
See, at one time, people would temper talent. They would work with it and mould it, and they would encourage people such as him.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's working with it, moulding it right now.
You try stopping him. They would sort of rein people in and tutor them on how to behave and how to meet their.
Steve Davis knows how to behave.
Yeah.
I don't. So, okay, thinking was very... Oh, no, I will point this out because your comment I thought was very funny. Well, shoot, all I can say is this certainly gives a whole new meaning to the phrase touching grass. How many Doctor... not how many Doctor Who fans used to behave. It's not how my Doctor used to behave. What was your... But yeah, so you're saying he did a lot of work. Bobby D75, Wang Boy is out of control, and you say sounds like the worst porno ever. I think that sounds like an awesome porno, man. Frankly,
yeah, I've had a lot of people. A few people follow me for that comment. Messing. What did I say? He was in his grunts, messing with his Wang. Yeah, he
is.
We all readjust ourselves from time to time, but we don't. We don't show it to a million people.
While we're playing Doctor Fucking Who, right? I mean, there is a little difference, right? It is absolutely crazy. Anyway, see what else we got to talk about. I'm closing down Windows desperately.
But as I said before, I mean, we've got our review coming up later of Joy to the World on Type 40. Right. I said that by this point, by this episode, it doesn't really matter whether he only makes 8 or 9 more, or whether he does another couple of seasons. Really, at this point, we know now largely how it's gonna go, and
he's super gay constantly.
Yeah, just shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Just shit. Doctor Who.
I mean, honestly, it's like, and then if you don't like it, they go, "Oh, so you don't like gay people? Where'd you get that from?" It
started. Right? He's started to go exactly the same way that Jodie Whittaker went, in that he's going backwards. He's actually getting worse in the role. Whitaker did that too.
Just, Wang boy is out of control, right? That's what I think. Wang boy is totally out of control. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.